This week's video, we turned the Burnout beater into a Jeep by completing the cab on the Durango and putting fleet sides on from a Chevy pickup. Well, you see, we got this cab action going on here, and I would like to address this situation. Durango doesn't attach to the Jeep hatch, you know, to make our cab complete. I got an idea to see if we can seal this cab action. And it starts with what we have left over from our hood, the lower part of the cab there. This is the hood I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about cutting that access off right here and seeing if we can make it work on the top. Well, we got the new lip for the rear of the cab. I'm kind of looking here and seeing that this piece here needs to be cut off. So then this could be the new top of our roof and somehow attach, probably overlap it, you know, because we're true body men here in this garage. Well, not at all. But we're gonna cut this rear hatch up, see if we can get this hood to fit for the roof. This is really confusing. And yes, I did reuse the tape from the hood that we just cut up because I am that cheap. All right, let's get to cutting. Oh, peekaboo, we see you. It's official. The Burnout beater is now a Jeep. And it's got wings. Now it can fly. Well, we got the back of the cab nearly complete. Kind of digging the little wing thing we did with the hood. We just have to go up top now, and we need to seal in little teeny tack welds along the top of that roof so we don't have any leaks. We'll probably go in afterwards and put some seam sealer on it. You know, this is basically a rat rod build, or whatever you want to call it, burnout beater. So let's get to welding the top so we can seal this cab in. And then we'll have to do something with these wings here. I don't know what I want to do for sure. But right now, the doors don't close. So I'm thinking about doing something creative and trying to make it look good at the same time. So let's get the welding on that top. Not bad for a burnout beater, but we still have to address these wings because our doors don't close. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do here. I think I'm gonna cut a lot and see if we can kind of fold this in. And then we need to grind our stitch welds. Some more cutting and grinding. Well, this escalated fast. Yeah, we cut a little too much. So we kind of have to bridge this gap. You know, it was kind of awkward with the Jeep latch anyways. It kind of sat up here. So we had to cut some more off, and you know, we got a hood on here now. Things just aren't really lining up. So I'm thinking about metal strapping from this top piece on this hood. Kind of tuck it underneath and see if we can roll it down into here and then sheet on top of it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Well, we had some scrap sitting around. I think that's from the fenders on the Liberty. And we made these little plates. So these little plates should fit like that. So they'll fit in here. And we will do our little welding, grinding. We'll have that cab sealed up from all the water and elements. It's been a couple days and we did a little grinding on the cab action, our Jeep cab on the Durango cart on the Burnout beater. Check it out. Not bad for a redneck city slicker. Turned out pretty good. I kind of like how this is all coming together. Well, we took a break and got out of the garage, and we got a new donor vehicle here. This truck was on a video more than a year ago, I want to say. It's got a 6.0 in it, and I thought it had a 14 bolt that was, you know, a good one, to later find out it's got a bad 14 bolt. There's like a 3/4. That's no good to us, because I was hoping that could go in a future Jeep project. But let's pull this guy on the trailer, because I want to bring this home, and I want to steal these fenders off the back. You know, they look a little grody, but I feel like we can cut enough of that to make it look good on the back of the Burnout beater. So hopefully we can salvage enough of those rear fenders to make them look good on the Burnout beater. If not, we're not out anything. This old girl was free to us. We're gonna pull the motor on it because I want to show you guys my idea what to do with this 6.0. There it is. Do you see it? The future project. It's in the distance. Well, there's the future project, the Chevy Love. We're not really sure what it was in its previous life, but there's a bunch of goodies on it. And that's where the 6.0 is gonna go. Say it's a drag truck, but why does it have such a big fuel cell? The tread on the tires kind of look like a dirt track type of tire and not a drag radial. Has some goodies in it. The roll bar looks halfway decent. But here's a couple issues with the Chevy Love that kind of limits us on what we can do with it. The frame is rotten. Yeah, we can cut some of the frame out and section it, the back half, but let me show you where it's rusted. But the second issue is there's no title for it. So therefore, we can't drive it on the street, which makes it a perfect candidate for a future burnout machine. So the rust we discovered is pretty significant on those shackles, front and rear. So guys, gonna have to patch those up, but we're not gonna be running no 1/4 mile with that rusty frame. So the drag truck option is kind of out the window. We're not much dirt track people, but we do love to do burnouts. So the plan right now is to put the 6.0 in the Love, and hopefully we get to that. I'm hoping by the end of the year we can probably pull that home, see if we can get that 6.0 to fit in there. But it's gonna take a lot of work. I wanna kind of, you know, put some quarter panel protection on it before we do any skids with it, because I really don't want to bang up the box on it or the front quarters. So I'm thinking about doing some bumpers front and rear on it. So if we do smash the wall while we're out there doing burnouts on the pad, that we don't smash it to hell, because the body on the Love is pretty decent yet. So we'll see that project in upcoming videos on the channel. The old girl had a flat tire in it, so, but you gotta see, I forgot about these. So, look at this. Yeah, we got headers. Forgot about those. Oh, and some peanuts. Well, there she be. She loaded up. So let's bring her home and see if we can salvage those rear fenders. The more I look at it the more I'm like, can I make those work? We'll find out. Well, well, someone stole the fleet side. It's like a perfect match in heaven. Totally feeling the vibe with the burnout beater. You know, the added rust. So we got the fleet side mounted. As you can see, we have quite the gap there. It's about an 8-inch gap. So we have two options. We could section the back half off and fill it in there to keep the wheel well in the same spot. I'm thinking about just cutting the back half off on top of this wheel well and then just scooting the fleet side up to fill in this gap. If you look on this side, we have quite the distance where all this backside here, you can see that the back of the frame actually is at the wheel well. So I'm thinking if we just lop the back half off and tie in up here to attach this fleet side to the back, it'll look just fine. Another reason is I do want to move this axle forward, maybe a couple 4 inches. You can buy these wheel well inserts. We could actually move the wheel well in the future as well to bring in this gap again. Let's do some more cutting on this fleet side and see if we can get this mounted up on the burnout beater. Well, there you have it. I'm kind of regretting the decision of hacking the back off. Maybe I should have sectioned this out and moved it back a little. That is quite the gap. But like I said before, I do want to move the rear axle forward and actually have a different 9-inch that I want to put in the back. So for now, let's cut this and see if we can tack weld it on there. And for the back, we just got to chop that section. Well, we're gonna call it a night. Ran out of gas on the welder and it's getting late. We did a bunch of stuff off camera. We got the fleet side box mounted and we built a temporary tailgate. We had this leftover metal, the same metal that we used behind, you know, our cab there, our hood, whatever you want to call it. That was in a couple videos before where we framed in the back of that cab. Same metal to make the tailgate. So we got the box side mounted onto our tailgate action that we have going on here. This is gonna be kind of ugly for a while until we move the axle forward. But then we just did some tacks here that this guy tacked in with a little brace. After we get some more gas for the welder, we'll throw some more welds into this box, do the other side, and then I have an idea what we're gonna do for the tailgate. So see you soon. For me, it's gonna be a couple days because it's Saturday and we won't be able to get any gas tomorrow, being Sunday. See you soon. It's been a couple days and we got the other fleet side on in a tailgate. Oh yeah, a little makeshift tailgate on the burnout beater. Got the other fleet side on. Hang our spare key in there. But now we need to take a break. I want to switch gears a little bit. My ADD's kicking in, and I want to do something else on this project, something we scored from the auction block the other day. So we bought some saw blades. So I got that one there, this one here, got that 2-man saw blade, and I'm thinking about doing a little visor action on the burnout beater. Build some brackets to hold the saw, do some rat rod mods on the burnout beater. Well, we did it. We put the saw on top of the burnout beater. Really not sure how I feel about it, but how many other Durangos do you see with a 2-man saw on top of it? Well, that's a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the few mods that we did on the burnout beater. I'm pretty sure that this will look a lot cooler once we, do some painting, get rid of that gray on the bottom. Put the big fat tires on the back, especially when we move that front axle up. And we put rear suspension on the back of this burnout beater. So, spoiler alert, we're gonna put a 4-link in the back of this burnout beater, and we got a 9-inch for it. So look for that in future videos. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time.